Thanks for watching this replay of Award Travel 101 Live. I'm your founder, Richard Kerr. Welcome to sunny Florida. Well, it was sunny a few hours ago. Hey, sorry for the lighting. We're doing the best that we can here inside of the hotel room. Really quick, partner booking demonstrations is the topic tonight. It is one of the most confusing topics for newbies. And I want to make sure that you just get a set of eyes on what this process looks like. And it's pretty much snap just like that. The process clears up. So I'm going to take care of a few technicalities here on the backside, and then we're going to get started. Working in the background is one of my amazing moderators working harder than me. Tony's in the background all the way from Utah. You're going to see me looking down at my phone a few times. I've got a live moderating document up here. She's going to send me notes. You can ask questions anytime. I'll come back to them as she always copies them down. So as always, let me know where you're tuning in from. I love to see the reach of the group. I love to see everywhere that people are tuning in from. We get some really, like pretty much every single week I got somebody from Alaska tuning in. I'm not sure what the hot spot is up there in Alaska. Let's see. Sometimes Facebook needs to work on how clunky it is sometimes doing these live. All right. Let's get that shared over to the group. We should be good to go. Hey, a few events to tell you about coming up this summer. Wow, actually a lot of events. So Memorial Day weekend, Zorkfest. This is in Vegas. This is the one I'm most excited about. They're taking the best of casino, gambling, comp people, the experts of how to get the most out of every single trip down to the casino. They're putting them together with some of us who are award travel complete nerds, and we're coming together for a weekend, Zorkfest. Tony's going to share the link in the comments. Like always, you can go to the events tab, see all of the details for Zorkfest, get your tickets. We got a VIP dinner on Friday night. We have a charity craps tournament. Sunday, I'm teaching the Award Travel 101 Boot Camp. This requires a second ticket. If you're a newbie, you have no idea what I'm talking about tonight, you need to be at the boot camp. Howie and I, my number one man, right-hand man, Howie Grapple, we're going to teach you a 3-hour intensive session from the ground up. If you don't know what a membership reward is, if you don't know what a Chase Ultimate Reward is, if you don't know how to do what I'm going to show you tonight, then you're going to need to be at the boot camp. You're going to walk out of that room absolutely ready to roll. Besides that, we got Frequent Traveler University, June 9th and 10th, right in the middle of Manhattan. I'm teaching a couple sessions there. Allison says she's turning in from Terminal A of Fort Lauderdale. Good luck with all those wheelchairs down there in Fort Lauderdale. You can't get on a flight without 20 of them doing the pre-board for you. It's going to be me one day. I'm going to be down there in Fort Lauderdale. All right. Hey, don't forget, read the pinned announcement. If you want to get a post approved in AT 101, you need to go there. Make sure you check out all of our master threads. Make sure that you search the group before you submit a post. If you got something that you think is going to be a really quick question, send myself or one of the moderators a private message. We do our best to respond to those all day long, unless like today I'm a little bit busy here in Florida, and I might take a few hours to get back to you, but I promise somebody will respond. All right, a pretty easy lineup today. This is to get your head wrapped around what tricks some people up when you're just beginning. How do I do a partner award booking? Here it is in layman's terms, and then we're going to do a bit of a screen share. Just because you have Delta Sky Miles does not mean you have to fly a plane that has Delta painted across the side. You can use your miles to fly any SkyTeam partner and any award booking partner that Delta has an agreement with. That means you physically take your miles online or on the phone. You book an Aeroflot flight and you go to Russia. You book a Saudia flight and you go to Riyadh. You book Air France flight and you go to Paris. And the plane physically says Air France. You use your Sky Miles to do that. You don't transfer your Sky Miles from Delta to Air France. You book the ticket through Delta. You're not charged based on what Air France says you should pay. You're charged on what Delta says you should pay. When you're redeeming your miles for a partner flight, you do everything through that partner or that program whose miles you have. If you have United miles and you want to fly Lufthansa, you don't ever cotton pick and call Lufthansa. You do everything through United. You're charged based on United, right? Okay. That is a really important concept. So I'm going to go through the 3 big alliances. I'm going to show you very brief demonstrations on what you can do online. I'm going to show you one complex example and then we're going to talk about some things you have to do on the phone. Okay, so let's go into screen share. I'm going to start off with something really easy, and let me pull it up first and make sure all of my good personal information is hidden from you. Not that I don't trust all 50,000 of you, but what can I say, okay? All right, I'm going to go to screen share. I'm going to go to Tony. She's going to tell me, yep, your tech is working. Everything's good to go. Tony just dropped me a quick note. And you'll notice the Delta homepage right here. I have my logo off, so everybody should be able to see pretty easily. And I'm going to type in a route that Delta does not fly. Delta does not fly from Tokyo Narita to Bali. All right, so let's just pick a random date here a few months in the future. I want that. I'm just going to pick August the 15th. And flexible days, miles. Okay, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. You got to spend time on these websites so that you know where the buttons are, you know where the flexible searches are, you know what's possible. There is no shortcut to what I'm doing right now besides time and effort. If it's worth getting, it's worth putting some effort into. So here's what you're going to see. Look, they have some results here with miles. Now, I know Delta does not fly from Tokyo to Bali, so that must mean some partner does. And this is a great example and a pretty simple example of booking a Garuda Indonesia, which is a airline out of Indonesia in the SkyTeam Alliance. And here you go. First result, nonstop. GA881 is operated by Garuda Indonesia. Pretty cool, right? So this is it. You simply click this, you pay your 2,600 yen, which is 25 bucks, and then you have a ticket issued by Delta for this flight. When you go to Narita, when you go to the airport, you're going to go, where's the check-in for Garuda Indonesia? Where's the gate for the flight to Bali? And when you get to the gate, it's going to say Garuda Indonesia in a plane that's really foreign, that's not Delta. This is the most simple example, right? I'm being charged by what Delta says. I'm paying Delta. Delta is issuing the ticket, but I'm going to get on the cotton picking plane that says Garuda Indonesia. And that's it, folks. This is really the process that trips folks up, but this is as simple as it gets. This is an incredibly powerful tool, by the way. I don't have to call anybody, but I got an amazing nonstop flight, which is actually pretty expensive, on a Boeing 777, if you see right here, which is a nice ride on Garuda, for 22,500 miles, right? How long is this flight? 7 hours and 40 minutes. That is a long-haul flight for 22,500 sky miles and 25 bucks. Incredibly powerful to understand how to utilize these tools and how to book partners with your miles, okay? So I hope that made it pretty quick. Tony, I can't see anybody's comments because of my single screen down here in the hotel room. So just make sure you let me know if I missed anything. All right, so let's go over to United now. Remember, we're going to go through each alliance. That was the SkyTeam. That was Delta.com. And we're going to do a quick search. Let's say I want to fly a route that United obviously has no business flying from, let's say, Johannesburg up to Cairo. And hopefully we're going to find a few Star Alliance partner Egyptair flights. Search for award travel. You can do nonstop or not, but let's take a quick look. So when it comes down to knowing what partners show up on the website, again, it's experience, it's time sitting here doing this, and it's just being familiar with it, okay? So look, here we got a nonstop flight operated by Egyptair. Okay, click the little detail tab, 30,000 miles. You fly from Johannesburg to Cairo, and that's really it. I'm using United Miles to book an Egyptair operated flight from Johannesburg up to Egypt. This is as simple as it gets, okay? I don't want this process to trip anybody up. Look, this even has business saver on an A330. Egyptair is a dry airline, so be careful what you book here and do your research. But this is all it takes. So if you're just joining the group, if you're saying, holy smokes, this is incredible, I am just hitting the tip of the iceberg with the possibilities. On top of this, you have routing rules like the United Excursions. You have stopovers. You have open jaws. You have utilizing other Star Alliance programs that are more generous or charge less miles than United to book this Egyptair flight. Hey, maybe Singapore Chris Flyer charges less miles than United does for this flight. So I'm going to transfer my Chase Ultimate Rewards over to Singapore. I'm going to go to Singapore.com, which now shows these same partner bookings. I'm going to book it up and hopefully save a few miles, okay? That's as easy as it gets. A few other great tools on United.com, this 30-day calendar. So you get a quick snapshot over an entire month of what flights are available. and then this little radio button up here at the top, show only nonstop flights. So I don't want to connect from Johannesburg to Cairo. I want to go nonstop. And you have your dates here: Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Probably the only days that Egyptair operates this flight, and every single day there's economy space, and we can drop it down here into business and first class space. Let's take a look at my notes. Any quick questions, please feel free to throw them at any time. Tony's taking them down. But that's really as simple as it gets, okay? So that's United and Star Alliance. Let's head over to AA.com. Remember, with United, you typically want to sign in before you search if you have United Elite status, if you have a Chase co-branded United credit card, because they'll give you access to extra award seats for United operated flights. So specific to United, always try and log in and do your award searching that way. Okay, let's go to AA.com. Now, this is something I'm going to show you. American does not show a lot of One World Alliance, the alliance that they're in partner flights, okay? You have to be familiar with what options are actually going to show up when you use American. So redeem miles, very important button right here on the search feature. And I'm going to say, let's fly from Los Angeles down to Sydney. Actually, let's change it to San Francisco because American doesn't fly this route. And we're going to go out, let's go out really far away into next February. Let's take a look at what we can see here. And we're going to hopefully find some Qantas flights, the Australian operated carrier. It is most likely going to be in economy because Qantas does not release very many business and first seats. Show the full calendar. And we have some options here. Let's see if we can find some Qantas flights to show up for us. Time and experience, folks. There's no easy way to do this. There's no easy way to make it happen besides putting some concerted effort into this. So this is showing me all American flights. Unfortunately, no Qantas availability showing up. I can tell that by looking at this little icon right here with the little American logo going on. Let's go back and see if we can find some Qantas flights to show up. That's the one thing I don't like about this American search engine. You can't hit edit search or refine search. You got to go all the way back and start over again. And I'll tell you what, it can be pretty annoying. Let's go to Los Angeles. Let's come back close in and see if Qantas has released anything in the next couple weeks or so. If you see me flying around on the screen, I've said it 13 times. I'm going to say it another 27. Time and effort. Get used to these websites. All right, so here's a great example on American. Non-stop only is what I'm interested in. And show that full calendar. Where's this business space? No business saver, no first saver with non-stop only, which is as expected with American. And Qantas not releasing very much space. So here we go. Here is actually an entire partner award booking. So from Los Angeles, we're going to fly to San Francisco. This is Alaskan Airlines. And then from San Francisco to Sydney, this is going to be in Qantas. So this is on the Qantas 747. Nonstop San Francisco to Sydney. That's really all you need to know right there. So it's important to pay attention on American.com. Who is operating these flights? I guess I should turn that messenger off. And something that American is not going to show, right? They don't show all the One World partners. So Japan Airlines space is not going to fly up. So let's go back and try and search for nonstops. We'll say from Chicago over to Tokyo, and it's only going to show us American operated flights. In order to get around that, we're going to pull up another search engine that's going to give you better ideas on how to find some more complex space. So nonstop only, show the full calendar, and nothing's showing there. In economy, because again, only American flights are going to show up. So I can use American Miles to book Japan Airlines operated flights. Because American doesn't show me, I can do one of two things. I can call American and I can rely on a phone agent to go through day by day and try and find a Japan Airlines seat for me. Or I can find that space myself, and I can call American and make it happen. So how do we do that? This is Qantas.com. And you need to be logged in. All you have to do is go to book flights. Why am I on Qantas? Because it's another One World partner. and it's going to show me a lot more availability than what American Airlines can show me. So you got to sign up for a Qantas account. You can have 0 points in your account just like I do, and you just have to be logged in. So I want to use points, classic reward flights only, one way. Now let's search from Chicago. I forgot that they don't like you to put in the airport codes, and go over to Tokyo and Narita. And let's take a look out here in May and see what we can find. So I am only using Qantas to find that award space. That's all I care about. I'm not going to do anything with Qantas. I'm not going to call Qantas. I'm not going to have any Qantas points. I'm just going to take the information I can find from Qantas' superior website compared to American, and I'm going to call American up and say, hey, I saw this space. So look at this. Almost every single day is showing me some space in economy. Qantas website, spend time on it, get familiar with this. You can pull up all 3 classes of information. And let's see what it says on, what is this, May the 10th. You continue on. And here we go. Japan Airlines Premium Economy. Unfortunately, I cannot book that with American, but this is a great example of where space would show up. So you see that it shows these operated by Japan Airlines. It's got the little Japan Airline logo here on this particular date. Economy, no seats. Premium Economy does have seats, but remember, you cannot book Premium Economy seats using American miles, so this date does not do me any good because also no business is available. So all I got to do is click Modified Search. I go back to this calendar, and I'll find a date that has availability, at which point I will call up American and say, hey, on May the 10th, Japan Airlines Flight 9 is showing a business class seat. I would like to use my American miles to do that. The agent will see that space and say, yep, no problem whatsoever. Let's go ahead and make that happen. And the American's going to issue you the ticket. It is really that simple. Pick another date. Hopefully it has the space that we need. Great, lovely, just right here. All right, so Saturday, April 28th, business first, premium, every single thing is open on this. So all I'd have to do is call American and say, hey, on April 28th, I have business class seat, Japan Airlines Flight 9. Please book it for me. And it's a done deal. You just pay the taxes and fees to American. American issues the ticket, and when you go to Chicago, you're going to get on the plane that says Japan Airlines, operated by Japan Airlines, and all of those kinds of great things, okay? One more thing I want to show you. This is more on the advanced side. Let's go to an airline that does not show pretty much anywhere online besides their own site, but you can book their flights using either Delta Sky Miles or American Miles, okay? So this is Expert Flyer. This website could take an entire 2 to 3 hour seminar to unlock and show you all the capability it has, but what I really want you to focus on is, number one, it is subscription based. You got to pay $4.99 a month, I think it is, to have access to this. If you're doing anything in the realm of award travel, you need to have a subscription to Expert Flyer. But we want to go to awards and upgrades right at the top. What I'm looking for is Air Tahiti Nui. This is a airline that flies to Papiti from Los Angeles, and they don't show anywhere online. So I can't search this because they're not in an alliance. I can't search it on Delta. I can't search it on American, even though I can use their miles. And I can't use any other tool that's out there besides Expert Flyer to find this award space for this. So Air Tahiti Nui right here, IATA code Tango November. I want to look for, let's say, a business award flight, okay? And we're going to search. And all I have to do is go date by date on this and try and find a date that shows as having an availability. So right here, TM Flight 7, Los Angeles to Papiti. This says F0, so that's no good. If this said F1, all I would have to do is call Delta and say, hey, on April the 28th, Air Tahiti Nui Flight 7 from Los Angeles to Papiti has an award seat. I would like to use my Sky Miles to book this seat. Delta will say, okay, it is 100,000 Sky Miles to fly business class from Los Angeles to Papiti. This is French Polynesia. This is Tahiti and Bora Bora. Wonderful flight, a lot of things that people don't know, and this is how you find the award space. So what I can do is just go back to Refine Search. I can choose another date, and I just got to start going day by day, and I hope I get lucky to find this. Sometimes Air Tahiti Nui releases 2 seats per flight. Sometimes they don't release it at all. So here we go. Great luck on the next day. F1. So there is one business class award seat available for booking with American or Delta Airlines on this date. And that's all I got to do is call American and say, hey, look, I want to use my American miles to fly to Tahiti. And they go, okay, well, let me go through and find availability. Now, there's a 75% chance when you call American or Delta and say, I want to redeem my miles on Air Tahiti Nui, they're not going to have a cotton picking idea what you're talking about. If you can tell them, look for TN, Tango November, right here, Flight 7, from Los Angeles to Tahiti, leaves at 4:25 p.m. I need an F seat, then they can look that up and you're going to educate them. You can't find this availability anywhere else. This is why Expert Flyer is such a necessary tool to have. And that is really partner award bookings in a nutshell. If you're new to Award Travel 101, that's a lot of information, but I hope it shows you the power of these miles that you probably don't understand or hear about in day-to-day life. You think, I got 30,000 American miles. I'm never going to fly American. I should just let these things expire. No. You can fly all of those partner airlines, and you can do a lot of it online. You just have to call up the airline if it doesn't show on AA.com, but you can use Qantas.com to find other partner seats that American doesn't show you because their website is just not very good compared to British Airways, compared to Qantas, compared to Cathay Pacific Asia Miles. All of these different tools in your tool belts that you've just got to put the effort in to make it happen. So, hope you learned something. I hope it refreshed your memory. If you are a pro, if you know, Richard, I got all this stuff. Well, remember, we have 1,000 new members a month who probably have not seen this stuff, and I want to make sure that they understand the power of these websites, of these miles that they have in their accounts. All right? So with that, I'm going to go, Tony, let me see if we got any questions. Hey, remember, Memorial Day, Zork Fest, go to our events tab, find out all of the information for that presentation in Vegas. Come and hang out, spend the weekend with us. June 9th and 10th, New York City in Manhattan. And hey, I'm going back to Facebook next week. They're doing a lot of exciting things. They have their big annual F8 Developer Conference. I am going there to be a part of the Facebook Hackathon. I'm going to sit side by side with developers for 2 days. I have some problems. They have technology that they can solve my problems. It's going to be a pretty exciting week, okay? What do we have for questions? Kimber says, question about United Awards via Singapore. Found United Saver Award Biz and Econ with Air Canada, but it doesn't show in Singapore. If you can find the Saver United space, make sure, number one, it is not additional space because you're a credit card holder or because you have elite status. If that's the case, Singapore cannot book it. If it is indeed full-on Saver space, call Singapore because their website is still not fully developed yet, okay? So that's where a lot of people get tripped up. They think they see Saver space, but it's only XN fare availability because you have the credit card or it's the elite availability. Okay. Debbie says, where are you in Florida? You know what? I'll tell you after I check out because some of you people like to mess with my reservations. The world we live in, I'll tell you what. Jess says, I may have missed it when you use Expert Flyer to find availability. How do you know how many miles you're going to be charged? It is based on the program whose miles you have. Expert Flyer doesn't tell you anything about how many miles it's going to cost. You got to go back to the program whose miles you want to redeem. In my example, if I want to redeem American miles for Air Tahiti Nui, it's up to American to tell me how many miles it's going to take, and that information is nowhere on Expert Flyer. Go back to the program whose miles you have. Okay. Shira says, I've been looking for a flight on a specific date, can't find it when I'm booking only a one-way. However, when I try to book as part of the United Excursionist, it doesn't show up. Oh, you can find it when you're just doing a one-way. Yeah, United is broken. This is the best thing I can tell you. It's called United.bomb for a reason. That's the nickname in the points and miles circle. I don't know. It just does that. So you got to call United up. And you got to hope that the agent can see what you can see when you're doing it one by one. When you do the excursionist bookings, United definitely shows you different results. And I don't know what to tell you besides United's IT is broken, and you got to write down each one of those legs you want to take and call United up, right? All right, Jim says, how do you tell if you can use AA or Delta in your TV example? If it says award space F, in my experience, every time I call, you can book it. Okay? All right. I think that's it. Hey, remember, support the group. We got the links up in the pinned announcement. Next time you get your rewards earning card, if you use our links, I may get a commission. That's how I do this. That's how I make this my life. That's how I give you this information 24/7. Besides that, remember this above anything else. Protect your credit score, okay? Don't get cards and carry balances. Don't get cards and get unorganized and miss minimum spends. Don't spend extra money you wouldn't have spent anyways just to get points because you're just doing it wrong. Okay, protect that credit score. But if you want to support somebody, please use those links in the pinned post. Tony, thanks as always for this information. I'm in Florida this week. I'm in California next week. I'm in South Carolina the week after that. And the week after that, I'm going to North Africa. So pretty busy days. Enjoying my time here in Florida. Thanks as always for tuning in. If you ever have any questions, you can find us every single day in the group. Until next week, see you later, everybody.